Hello there, Kerry here again, and you're watching the Crush It review of books. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're a return viewer. Today I'm going to do a quick review of a New Zealand graphic novel which was recently published, and that book is Tsunami. Now the tsunami of the title isn't literal, it is figurative. You certainly know what it means after reading this book. Now this book is written and drawn by Ned Wenlock. Now he's been in the artistic community in New Zealand for about a couple of decades now. He started out as a trained graphic designer. Then he drew his own comics in other people's publications. More recently he became an animator and has done animated short films and music videos. But now that he's produced Tsunami, which is his first full-length graphic novel, completely written and drawn by him. Now this book is, I say it's maybe aimed at teenagers at least, but maybe it works well for adults as well. I certainly wouldn't give it to small children to read because the content is a bit beyond their understanding perhaps. So what's it about? Well, it's about Peter. He is a young man about 12-13 years old. He is he's on the verge of becoming a high school student. It's 6 weeks before the end of term for him at intermediate school, what we call intermediate school here, which is the step before secondary school or high school. And his parents are worried about him standing up to the rigours of high school life. He's worried about everything himself, and things start to happen in his life which gives him a great turmoil and anxiety. First of all, his parents are arguing and drifting apart. It seems their marriage is on the rocks. He's trying to calm things down there and failing. He is targeted by the neighbourhood bully called a young man called Gus. Gus is when she's supposed to be looking after him, Peter's grandmother lets Gus into his house and he assaults Peter in his bedroom. In the aftermath of the assault, Peter thinks Gus has stolen something from him, and it's really his sense of justice, fair play and doing what's right that gets him into further trouble. He confronts Gus and things start happening from there, and it doesn't look good for Peter, let's say, in his future at school and in life in general. There's various clues about Peter's state of mind throughout the book. There's a segment where he's in class at school and his teacher's telling them to draw a picture based on something they feel about a book, and he comes up with a drawing of a small lamb surrounded by ravenous wolves, and this obviously shows what he's feeling about his life. And another section shows him staring intently into the window of I think a sporting goods shop, and we're left kind of ambiguous whether he's looking at the fishing rod like he claims to make to buy for a gift for his father, or the rather evil-looking hunting knives. Now, things come to a head at the same time. He meets a young girl from the UK calls herself Charlie, and she's more of a outsider like himself, and she wants to be friends with him, but he's not sure if he can trust her. And she also seems to be interested in Gus as well, which kind of puts a red flag up for Peter. Things escalate. Peter gets himself in a hell of a lot of trouble, and this book gets very brutal and physical and violent. It's something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting like a whimsical, a lot of it is a whimsical kind of coming of age story, but suddenly it will turn, there will twist, there'll be things that you weren't expecting, and it gets kind of brutal. Peter gets involved in something very brutal, and consequences come for him. The artwork is black and white, but it is very stylized. It's very clean. The people are a kind of stylized, rounded jelly bean come balloon animal type thing. That's one of the problems I had with it. They are very hard to tell apart in some panels. One character is talking and I'm wondering, is this person A or person B or person C? You only can tell them apart by sometimes their clothes and their hairstyles or their relative size if they're adults. Led for a bit of confusing for me, especially in some action sequences where there was a chase and what have you. I was wondering who the hell is that running away from who the hell the person pursuing them is. Yeah, that led me a bit of confusion, but otherwise it's very straightforward. It's like 12 panels per page, and he packs a lot of story and action into each page. I read it over about an hour, got all the way through it. Now the ending is not what you expect. You expect Peter to come to a happy ending and everything to be resolved nicely. Without going to too much spoilers, let's just say things are not that happy at the end, and leaves things a little bit open, leaves a little bit to your imagination. This isn't going to be all nicely wound up in a bow for you to look at. So as a result of that, I'd say this is not a book for little children. Likewise, if adults start looking at this book, they'll probably find something to ban in it, knowing the way things are going nowadays. So that is Tsunami, a graphic novel by Ned Wenlock. I have no idea if it's available outside New Zealand yet. I'm sure you could get it online if you really wanted it. So that's Tsunami by Ned Wenlock. Okay, that is me done for tonight. We'll see you again next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you did, and a little thumbs up might be good too. Okay, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good evening.